Sarah Snook on her multifaceted performance in The Picture of Dorian Gray. Sarah Snook set the record straight for us. On Broadway this spring, she's neither Snook nor Snook, but 26 completely different people. The 37-year-old Australian is chameleonic in Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray, changing accents, wigs, and gender to tell the story of a man who makes a spiritual bargain to appear eternally young, while his portrait reflects the hideousness of his actions. The show has suspense, horror, humor, and also a lot of heart. People don't often credit Oscar Wilde with something heartfelt. I said, "Yeah, he has a lot of pathos," Snook said. "I think there's a lot of empathy for the human condition. I think, seeing the soul as a real thing and as a part of your body, personality, spiritual makeup that one might need to protect and look after." Oscar Wilde published a story, his only novel, in 1890. Victorian critics called it poisonous and morally depraved. Now, almost a century and a half later, the tale feels resonant. Snook said today is an interesting time to come to this story, where we have such an image-based culture and ability to construct a visual image to sell to anyone online on Instagram. And part of the reason of playing multiple different characters is about choosing which mask is the right mask, which is a public/private mask that we show of ourselves. After making her name known abroad, Snook is now beloved by American audiences as Siobhan Shiv Roy, the cutthroat billionaire she played as the scion of a family empire on the TV series Succession. The saltiness of her Shiv garnered Snook legions of fans and several awards. But Snook initially didn't want to audition for Shiv because she says she couldn't relate to her being beautiful and wealthy. "Yeah, there was nothing in myself that I could see as, reflective or accessible in that character," she said. Like Dorian Gray, Shiv is an anti-hero, and Snook's been drawn to those complicated characters for a long time. I watched a ton of Disney films when I was a kid, and all I wanted to be was Ursula and Scar, all the villains, all the people who had seeming more complexity to why they were that in the first place. Snook discovered that complexity for herself during one of her first acting gigs back home in Adelaide. I used to do fairy parties. It was such a good training ground, 'cause kids, man, they tell you if they're not